Is there a special contract clause for CM Punk? We'll talk about it. Plus, MJF references CM Punk on AEW Dynamite, and a huge AEW title match has been added to next week's episode of Dynamite. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. Don't know whether you've heard, but CM Punk's back. Woo-wee. Punk was on his best behavior by all accounts and in a very good mood backstage on Monday Night Raw. Pretty much every report that's come out has said that CM Punk was very happy to be there, made time to chat with everybody. Some, however, are concerned, Sports Illustrated reported this earlier in the week, that he wouldn't be able to maintain this positivity that he currently has. And this is due to, the stuff that we've heard about for the last 2 years.
Of course, yeah.
About Punk. Now, according to unconfirmed reports from Fightful Select, Punk may have to keep that positivity up for legal reasons.
Yes, this comes from Fightful, and they say those that we heard from said he was on his best behaviour as anticipated, and with good reason. Some in WWE were told by higher-ups that there is a behaviour clause associated with his contract, which we've yet to confirm.
Now, if this is the case, it means that this is probably a fail-safe should anything sort of AEW-ish happen on WWE's watch?
Yeah, that's what I would have assumed sort of hearing this in terms of, how we heard how everything played out towards the end of his AEW run, the stuff with Tony Khan saying I feared for my life and everything, and then the termination of Punk's extermination.
Didn't
my
realise
goodness.
he was fired by a Dalek.
Well, I know. The termination of his contract with AEW. All that sort of stuff surrounding that would, lead me to believe that something might be put in place here within WWE just to make sure that possibly doesn't happen again.
And also bear in mind, we go back, obviously he has said, he said himself, I've changed in the 10 years since he's been away, and people do change in 10 years. But I think the way in which he left, there was a lot of animosity there. So I guess maybe a fail-safe there as well. And if he's going to be working a lot of promos that cut very close to the bone, work a lot of storylines, I think that he will do. Obviously we didn't see that on Monday, but I think if a lot of the promos he's going to do and a lot of the stories he's going to do are going to be very close to real life.
Yes.
You probably need something in there just to keep you safe, just to stop it from spilling over.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe. We were curious as to whether or not he would get a name check on Dynamite last night, and indeed he did. MJF addressed Samoa Joe last night on Dynamite, and in doing so, he made reference to some of his own previous opponents, name-checking Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. Also, MJF talked about how proud he was to be a part of AEW, saying he wasn't there for the money, which came across as a shot across the bow towards CM Punk and that final comment he made on Raw, I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money.
Yes.
And it's also a far removal from what MJF has been saying for the longest of time. It's like, if Tony pays me, I will stay. But he's not here for the money. What did you get that vibe from him, that there was maybe a little something thrown that way?
I mean, I feel like it's sort of par for the course now. If something, large perhaps happens within WWE, say someone from AEW either crosses the pond or something happens and is in the news, it feels like more often than not, AEW are going to reference it in some way on their program. And coming from MJF, it certainly doesn't surprise me, especially regarding the history, the amazing feud that him and Punk had in AEW. And when he was name checking people, he very much said CM Punk, and then it wasn't like he stayed on that name. It was kind of just like a passing thing, he was throwing it in there. The money stuff, I think that makes a little bit of sense that he would sort of bring it up in some sort of way.
A little something in there.
Yeah.
A little something. Also, last night on Dynamite, we had somebody make a welcomed return from injury.
Yes, we certainly did. Dante Martin is back. So last night on Dynamite, he teamed with his brother Darius Martin and Action Andretti to face Brothers A and the Hardys in trios action. Top Flight and Action Andretti got the win with Dante pinning Brothers A. Post-match, Penta, Commander and Vikingo challenged Top Flight and Andretti to a future trios match. match. Now, this was obviously the first match of Dante's since March, a match that saw him suffer. Oh, it was horrible. A devastating injury at Supercard of Honor that sidelined him for the majority of 2023. And he looked like he didn't miss a step, I thought.
Absolutely not. I think a fantastic trio to be added to the trios division.
Absolutely.
And I like the call out from Penta, Commander, and Vikingo, because we're getting that thing where it's putting emphasis back on the trios division. I think there's so many belts in AEW that I think it's easy for someone to get lost. And I like the idea of Top Flight and Action Andretti becoming this team that maybe works their way through the ranks to get an opportunity at them.
It was certainly to sort of like, bolster that division a little bit more, because it does feel like it's maybe being put to the wayside a little bit. A lot of people have been out injured though as well at the same time. A lot of trios within that division are also starting to break up a little bit and go off and do their own sort of things. So I'm happy to see Top Flight back. Happy to see Dante and Martin back. And I think, fingers crossed, all being well, because we often see this when one of them comes back, the other one gets injured. Let's hope that's not the case. Let's hope that's not the case, and we actually get to see them with some gold around the waist very soon.
We came very close to seeing a legendary tag team reunite on Dynamite last night. Christian and Edge, or as we know them, Christian Cage and Adam Copeland had a showdown in the middle of the ring where Christian Cage seemed to want to make amends for Adam Copeland, for the fallout he's had with Adam Copeland, but turned out to be a trick.
Who saw that one coming?
Adam Copeland did.
He certainly did.
As Christian Cage sold him the reunion package, if you will, as Adam Copeland turned his head to ponder it. Christian Cage was going to hit him with the title, and instead, Adam Copeland just poofed him in the knackers. Poofed him in the knackers. And in case there was any doubt in his mind, Adam Copeland said, "Nice try, dumbass. Go duck yourself." Didn't say duck, though. Nice callback to what they did before.
Yeah.
Soon after, it was indeed made official. Next week, Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage for the AEW TNT Championship. Oof. I thought this might have been a pay-per-view match.
I thought this might have been a pay-per-view match as well.
It might still be.
It could be. They could sort of drag it out a little bit longer. There's always shenanigans that can get involved, especially with Christian Cage. You can never rule out the shenanigans. You can never rule out his legitimate children as well, in Killswitch and also in Nick Wayne as well. So I think it might get pushed to.
Do you think we may have some shenanigans? Obviously, next week is a pivotal point to do it, but I still think we might, even though we get that match, maybe we get another one at World's End.
Yeah, yes, I do think so. We're pretty close to that now as well. So yeah, I do see that happening. Do we see a title change happening?
Ooh,
I don't think so next week.
I don't know if we do. I like the idea of this feud like getting underway with Christian pinning Edge, with Christian pinning Adam Copeland.
I like that as well.
I like the idea of that more so. I think Adam Copeland eventually wins out over Christian Cage, but I think we started off with Cage pinning Copeland.
I think so too. I don't know if we do like the turn from Luchasaurus next week, Kill Switch next week.
We're getting everybody's names wrong.
We are getting everybody's names wrong, aren't we? And maybe prolong it a little bit, at least maybe until World's End. I think that would be nice. Nice way to close out the year.
Might be the right way to do it. Christian Cage, Adam Copeland, Killswitch.
Yes.
We got them right this time.
We got them right this time.
Right. He's Ross Tweddle. I'm Fraser Porter. For the latest wrestling news throughout the day, check out cultaholic.com. Keys.
I love you. Bye.